Well, hello, Young and the Restless Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Tuesday, February 7th, 2023. Tuesday, February the 7th. They've got some construction going on next door, so hopefully you don't hear all that, but hey, got to get this out, right? Listen, we have not too much happening on the Young and the Restless, but we did have Nate. Nate and Elena comes through the door, after her all night shift or 24-hour shift, right? Midnight shift. And Nate's getting ready to leave. But, Nate was thinking about Victoria, but then he saw Elena. So, oh, you know what? He made her think she was a filet mignon steak, right? When she don't know, he's just trying to counteract what he's done with Victoria and rationalize within himself that no, I still love Elena. I didn't do nothing wrong. That was work, right? What happens at work stays at work. He and Elena both know that well. What happened at the clinic stays at the clinic, except Nate wouldn't let it go and kept after her, right? Talking about when Elena was with Devon and Nate was after her at the clinic and got her, right? So, Nate's not done. Nate's a cheater. Nate, um, actually, you know what? Let me think. Is Nate a cheater? I want to say yes, because when Nate was after Elena, Devon was with, no, Nate was with Amanda. Devon was with Elena. So Amanda thought Nate was into her when really he was using her as a play stop so that they could do more double dating and more hanging around Elena and Devon so that he could interject different things to manipulate the situation, and that he did, right? So anyway, now we shall see. Nate is going to justify whatever he and Victoria does as just work because nobody understands them. And that's what Victoria said, people just don't understand how we think. It's almost like you and I against the world, Nate. So yeah, Elena is thinking, oh my goodness, my man loves me. Woo! Right? Couldn't wait for me to come through the door. He's also not going to be able to wait for his boss to come through his office door, Elena. So unfortunately, your legs are going to get knocked right from under you. You sit there and think you don't like Audra, or you think Audra's something or bad influence on Nate. You just don't know. Victoria Newman has got you okey doped, TKO'd, knocked right out, Elena. Poor thing. Poor thing. And then we have Tessa. Tessa comes just, what is this with people popping over uninvited? That's what text messages are for. Hey, is it cool that I come by? You don't go to somebody's house, knock on the door, and say, hey, are you just getting ready to go to work? And then you look at them, or hey, are you just getting ready to go to bed? So, of course, Elena invites her in, and Tessa really just wanted some reassurance because she's worried that she has the least amount of experience with maternal feelings because Mariah had dominant, so she experienced that. The one giving up the baby, Delphine, she's been carrying this baby. She's experienced the feelings, even though she's chosen to give the baby up for adoption, but she's experienced the feelings, right? So she's worried that she doesn't have what it takes, and she wants to make sure that this baby gets the best of everything. So Elena was telling her, by the simple fact that you're worried and you're concerned about this, you're on the right track. You're on the right track, right? And then come to find out, Delphine was not in active labor. It was just Braxton Hicks contractions. So Mariah and Tessa did not have to get on the plane to go. But what they are doing now, they know the baby's close. Mariah is working out things with Jabot, and Tessa too, because she works there too, right? That Mariah can work remotely. They're both going to go, but right now they don't have an active campaign where they're using Tessa. So Mariah will be able to do her Jabot work from Seattle or Portland. I think it's Portland, Oregon. So, that's going to be interesting. They're going to come back with the baby because I really don't believe they're going to bring in a bunch of new characters. They're not going to bring in the whole Portland set. I think they'll just end up coming back with the baby, and good, because you know what? At least make that seamless. Just make that go without a hitch. And then we have something very, very interesting. Jack decides he's going to just pop up at Victor's place, pop on up, and give Victor an ultimatum. Leave my son alone. I don't want you talking to Kyle. I know about your dirty dealings to try to get Adam, out of Jabot. And Victor's like, well, my goodness, Jack Abbott. Well, goodness, man. Should I hide all the expensive silver? Should I put the jewelry away? Right? And then he goes into his ultimatum, and Victor says, you have a lot of nerve. You do know I could have you arrested for what you did. And I'm thinking, why are they not doing that? I don't understand that. The old Victor Newman, I don't care that it got a criminal off the streets. Victor would never care. But now he has one up on Jack. So that one up on Jack, why are they not having Victor use it? Just like when Nikki was talking to Diane. Nikki's got a one up on Diane. Why aren't they blackmailing them? This is soap opera land. Everybody blackmails everybody, especially a Newman, right? Victor should have said, here's what we're going to do. You're right. I don't have to use your boy because I'm coming straight to you. I happen to know that was you, Jack Abbott, because I have additional security inside of my house footage that you would think he would have. You would think that, right? And I know it was you. So here's what you're going to do, my boy. What you're going to do is you are going to fire my son, Adam. That's what you're going to do. You're going to fire Adam so he can return to the Newman fold. And I won't give the police all the evidence that I have, or truly dig deep into that. Jackie boy, are your fingerprints on my wife's necklace, Jack? Because they are. Jack pulled it right on out the bag and was pretty much almost put it around Diane's neck for a minute, right? But Victor could have blackmailed Jack, and Jack would have been, to protect his precious Diane. Jack would have caved. He would have fallen for it, right? Would have gave in. So, okay, I'll tell Adam today. And Jack sometimes, how he bites his lip as he's walking away, right? But Victor just didn't. And Jack's like, this is just a warning. You leave my son alone, and leave Adam alone, because you have lost your son. And Michael Baldwin came in. Is everything okay, gentlemen? And he goes, Victor, I do need to speak to you, but I could come back. And Jack's like, no, I'm leaving, right? So Jack leaves, and Victor and Michael talk. And Victor and Michael talk about, he did more digging into Tucker. And what he found, he goes, it's really interesting. He says, us buying up all of Tucker's debt does not give you control of his company. Because it's interesting. He says, so there's more to meet the eye with this, Victor. And yes, he's in a lot of debt, but you holding the debt does not control the company. He said, because that's company debt. Personally, Tucker doesn't have a lot of debt. That's company debt. So Victor's like, you know what? Still going to go after that because I'm going to get that Tucker McCall. That Tucker McCall doesn't know what he's in for. And we're going to take it. Michael's looking at him like, okay, right? So Sally's talking to Chloe. Oh, I'm so sick of this. I gotta get a paternity test now. I gotta get it now. Okay. Anytime we know in soap opera land a paternity test is done well in advance, it's gonna be tampered with. It's gonna be a lie. A lie, right? So we're gonna go for 9 months with Nick being the father, because that's what's gonna happen. Nick's gonna be the father. Mm-hmm. And we'll find out after that baby's born that it's Adam's. That baby is going to be Adam's child, not Nick's, but okay. And Chloe tells her, don't tell Adam now. And Sally's like, but I feel he should know what's going on. And, I mean, it's just rightfully so. Nick knows, I feel Adam should know. Chloe's like, no, because if the test turns out to be Nick's, then it was needless to get Adam involved. Adam will make your life hell until you find out the results. So why put yourself through that stress? And Chloe was thinking, you know what, you could be right. You know what, that doesn't make sense, right? So she says, but I'm getting it done right away, and I'm getting it done today. And Nick shows up, and Nick is ready. She tells Nick, she feels, she goes, you know what, I think maybe we should get Adam involved. And Nick tells her, well, you know what, let's hold off on that. He goes, I suggest, and Chloe's gone, that we wait. I suggest you and I get the test done. And if I turn out to be the father, there's no need for Adam to know. I mean, there is logic in that. She goes, but I just feel Adam will be upset that he's the last to know. Nick is like, well, but that's Adam. Adam can feel how he wants to feel. And I'm thinking that's pretty callous. But in reality, she is in the relationship with Nick now. As soon as she finds out Nick is not the father, she tells Adam, look, I'm pregnant. Nick and I were hoping that it was his. We took a paternity test, and it's showing up he's not the father. Now, here's the deal. We're taking a paternity test, you and I, because I want it to be in writing that you are. I mean, I got to see. Because look, if it comes up neither one of you are the father, then the test is faulty. And Nick's results are a lie too, because it's only been the two of you. So, I mean, I could see, we'll see how it goes, but we shall see what comes up of that. But Adam is still sniffing around, like, what's going on? Ask Nick, what's going on with Sally? There's something, she's not the same. Something is wrong. And so Nick is like, Adam, Sally has told you she does not want to have anything to do with you. If Sally wants you to know what's going on with Sally, she'll tell you. Actually, it wasn't Nick. That was a couple days ago. It was Chloe. He runs into Chloe, and she almost spills the bean. She goes, Nick and Sally are bonded. She doesn't need you in her business. And he goes, bonded? Like, what does bonded mean? Right? And Chloe realizes I may have said too much. It means you and Sally are not together. Stay out of Sally's life, right? So that's how Chloe kind of tried to clean it up and tried to clear that up, right? But that was it. Young and the Restless doesn't have too much of nothing going on, in my opinion. So let's go to Comic Corner. Comic Corner Terry says, I think the baby will be Adam's, but I feel someone, Nick or Chloe, will tamper with the DNA results. Nick, it would not be Nick. Nick would not tamper with the DNA results. Chloe absolutely, positively will. Because we all know that a complete stranger, well, not a stranger, but yeah, stranger, she don't work at the hospital, a complete non-hospital employee can sneak into any hospital lab undetected, can go to a computer, have access when we know IT of the hospital has to give you access, right? Log in, change the results of a DNA test, and sneak right out. Genoa City Hospital has proven that it's just too easy to do, because that's exactly what Sharon did when Summer, there was a paternity test between Nick, Summer, and Jack at the 9th hour, right? Sharon creeped right on in, had access, changed the results, and now Summer was Jack's child. How could that be? I used to work at a hospital, and computer access, it's completely, you have to have logins. And you have to have different level, I worked in IT. Me in IT, my credentials didn't allow me into inputting or changing any kind of patient results, any kind of medical. I didn't have access for that. I have access for fixing things, right? Well, that was years ago. I worked at a hospital years ago, 15 years ago. Oh my God, 20 years ago. I left there in 2000. Lord, time flies, everybody. Man. But anyway, wow. Now we have Brooklyn. Nate, better be careful because Victor is going to test him. Yeah, but I kind of think they're really letting Victor's grip over things like that slip, because they really are setting Victoria up for a fall. And they're going to set Nate's setting himself. I mean, Nate is setting himself up for a fall, and he's going to fall. So is Victoria. So anyway, Brooklyn says, I love Nick, but since his involvement with being the one who killed Victoria's ex, he's a totally different individual. I don't know. Nick seems like Nick to me. I don't see any difference, right? Lily needs to channel her inner Drew. This is Monique. She is just agreeing with whatever Jill wants. Yes, she is. Whatever Jill says. Anita says, finally, a paternity test. No grap, haha. Nick probably does not care. He knew the deal. Nick should walk away. Plus, Devon has the most of Catherine Chancellor's money, not Jill. So Jill is ill-informed. Devon has pretty much all of her money. She didn't leave no money to Tucker. She actually left a little bit, or she left something to Brat, her son. But it was not a substantial amount of money, because Brat, money doesn't do it for him. He's more on the, the religious end. But doesn't Brat have a daughter? Everybody, I need my comment corner history Y&R folks. Does Brat, was it Mackenzie? Brat's daughter? Mackenzie was Catherine's granddaughter. Was it? Yeah, Brat's daughter was Mackenzie. Catherine did leave some things to her other, but she left the billions to Devon, which was unlikely. Wow, okay. Mackenzie, I'd be like, well, thanks, Grandma. You just find out this kid is your grandson, and you've been knowing me all my life, Grandma. Left Jill the house, I think. Somebody said Jill and Esther, but no, I don't. She said Esther would have a job. The provision was Esther, because Jill lived in that house. She left Jill the house with the provisions that Esther had a job for the rest of her life as long as she wanted to be there. And I think she may have left Esther a little money, because come on, she's a little something, something. Nothing substantial, but a little something, something. But yeah, and that's how Devon had the money to give to Jill. Unfortunately, I don't know why he gave it to Jill, but give to Jill to buy Chancellor from Victor, because Catherine left her company to Victor Newman, not Jill. Telling you the true confidence she had in Jill. Jill was running Chancellor at the time, Kane, or through Kane or whatever, right? Kane had been running that company for years. So anyway, that's it for The Young and the Restless today. Nothing too much happening. I will be back tomorrow for another daily recap.